What's up, guys? Today I wanted to talk about old flagships and going into 2024, why it's the best time now to buy an old flagship, to really start planning and considering one. Because I wanted to talk about the criticism that I got just 9 months ago on a fairly popular video that had a lot of comments, a lot of opinions. And what sparked this was that the Pixel 8 Pro, when it was released, it got 8 years of majorOS updates, which was a big deal for the Android community just in general, because it extends the lifespan of the phones for a long time, which means that these companies most likely are seeing that people aren't going to upgrade as much, because as we see throughout the years with the iPhone 16 series, for example, not selling as well. And we're starting to see that people are just, going to hold on to their older phones. And yeah, I think companies kind of know this, right? So one of the main criticisms here was this. This comment got a lot of thumbs up. The downside to software support for manufacturers is that it will take longer for older flagships price to go down, and by the time the prices are low enough, there might be a better mid-range device with better hardware for the same price. So let's go ahead and tackle the price part before we get to the mid-range part. So let's go ahead and look at this. So the Pixel 8 Pro launched with a $1,000 price point. It is now in the used refurbished marketplace $444 for an excellent condition with a warranty, which is a pretty good deal. So this phone came down in price just like the Pixel 7 Pro, just like all Android phones. So the iPhones typically hold their value, guys. So Android phones, regardless of whether they're going to get extended lifespan support, it doesn't matter. You can see the same phone launched at with $1,000, the 15 Pro is still at around $700. So it just has a higher value. So people ask me about that, and it's just simply just not true. We see that Android phones are still going to go down in price, even though it's getting the updates. It's the same thing. Like, we'll do the same thing next year with the Pixel 9 Pro here. So it's just a great time to buy an old flagship. And then, are mid-range phones better than old flagships right now? I would say no. My favorite mid-range phone this year was like the Moto G Stylus, which I actually really liked. It was very solid, but that phone only got 1 year of majorOS updates. Other very popular mid-range phones like the Galaxy A55, that phone is okay. It's still not better than, I would say, a Pixel 8 Pro or a an older Samsung phone like an S21 Ultra, S22 Plus, stuff like that. So it's just not, there's no good mid-range phone out right now, in my opinion, at any price that's going to be better than an old flagship here. All right, so let's also talk about Samsung phones just for another example. We can see an S24 you can find in the used refurbished marketplace for $400 here on eBay. Always cross-check Amazon, eBay, Swappa. It will get 7 years of updates as well too. So it makes no sense to buy like a Galaxy A55, which is nowhere near as good as an S24. You can see, yeah, you can get it for brand new for $341, but the experience will not be anywhere near as good. The processor, the gaming, the display, overall hardware. And then let's talk about another phone that was very popular on the channel, the S24 FE, which this phone launched at a pretty hefty price of like, what was it, like $650 or something like that. And it just, no one is going to buy a Galaxy S24 FE. This is a pretty good mid-range phone, in my opinion. Pretty good mid-range phone, but it's just nowhere near as good as a Galaxy S24 Plus, S23 Plus. So no, these old flagships or these mid-range phones are just not better than these current flagships that are coming down in price, and then overall the older flagships as well too. But like I said, this is going to be even more pronounced as the years go on, especially next year, because the S23 series, we didn't get that full 7 years. It was just the S24. But the Pixel, if you're into Pixels, the Pixel 8 series is going to get very long software support. And then once the S25 series comes then you will see the S24 start to drop, or the S24 start to drop in price. And it's just a much better deal. So like I said, if you're into Pixels, it's a great time to buy a Pixel. The S24, you could buy an S24 a lot cheaper now than you could earlier in the year. And yeah, guys, so the overall experience is just going to be better with the old Flagship, and I just wanted to kind of respond to that. Now let's talk about one thing that a lot of people talk about is battery degrade. So there's an easy way. Let's say you bought that S24, right? You bought that S24 that you saw, or let's say you bought that Pixel. There's an easy way to extend your battery health on phones, and it's actually baked into the software these days. So if we go into your device care, and it's on iPhone too. If you're into iPhones have always had pretty decent software updates. I believe around like 6 years. And if you go to battery protection, if you turn this on, if you only charge your device to 60, or not 60, but to 80%, it will greatly improve your overall screen on time, guys. So that is something that you definitely need to do if you're going to be keeping your phone for a long time. But if you put it on that, I've never had an issue. Like a lot of my phones that I have, I've always charged them to 80%, and it really helps the battery health in the long term. So be sure to let me know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think I'm totally off on this? You guys think I'm missing something? I just think it's overall still a better deal to buy an old Flagship phone here in 2024. The cameras are going to be better. The overall hardware, the overall screen, the gaming, it's just going to be a lot better experience. And you do have the AI stuff as well too, which is coming to the older flagships as well.